8:82 6PR, Rod Tiley on the Saturday weekend at 21 minutes after 12, and Gavin Parsonage is on the Kari's Tour to Freedom, the 1,000 bike ride, and they've been on the road since Monday morning, leaving Esperance and are heading for Perth, and they're raising money along the way for a rehabilitation program for young people, a drug rehab program. And Gavin is one of the riders. I think he joins us now. Gavin, how are you?
Oh, g'day, Rod. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, mate. How you doing? And where are you this morning? Or this afternoon, rather?
Well, we're actually in Boddington, just having a lunch stop, and then we're going to be heading over to Dwellingup.
Okay, so how far is the ride today?
Look, the ride today is 150 kilometres. We've done about 90 so far, so we've got a lazy 60 to do this afternoon.
Should cruise that after what you've been through earlier in the week, I would think, mate.
Yeah, look, it has had some long days, but, you know, we've been very lucky this year with the weather. We've had a tailwind for a couple of the harder days, so it's been pretty hard previous times. So, it's been a fantastic ride this year.
Didn't you have a pretty hard day on the second day? Weren't you right when you rode back into Esperance? Wasn't it a pretty big headwind you faced that day?
Yeah, there was a bit of rain and a bit of headwind, but... you know, it was only a shorter day of 100 Ks, so we got through pretty well. All
right. And as far as the funding and the donations are concerned, mate, are people being generous along the way?
Oh, yeah, look, it's just been a fantastic effort. I mean, the riders have just done such a good job. Leighton's our major sponsor, have been very generous, and we've actually raised $398,000, so about $2,000 off our target of $400,000.
Oh, well, you'll cruise that in, and anyone who would like to support the ride along the way, or even if you can't get anywhere near where the ride is going, you can make a donation. Do you want to give us your website if you can remember it? If not, I'll do it for you.
No, that'd be great. Yeah, look, we've got a fantastic website. All the riders are on there. It outlines the route we've travelled, and that is www.tdf1000.org.
What about the truckies, big fella? Have they been kind to you along the way, or are they honking you out of the way? Get that peloton out of my way. I've got 30,000 tonne behind me, and I want to keep going.
No, they've actually, the riders, the truck drivers have been fantastic. We've got a very good support crew. We've got, communication devices letting people know that we're on the road. And, everyone's been very respectful, and the support crew have done a fantastic job keeping us safe on the road. You
started with 42. Have you still got everybody with you?
Yeah, we've still got everyone. A couple of people have just had, a few bit of a rest in the bus. But overall, we've got through the ride very well, and everyone's feeling really pumped for the last couple of legs to go.
All right, I'm with Gavin Parsonage, who is on Kari's Tour to Freedom, the 1,000 bike ride for drug rehab program. Can you just detail for us why the ride is called the Kari's Tour to Freedom?
Well, we had a very good friend, Kari Rummukainen. He was his idea to come up with this ride. Kari unfortunately passed away last year in Narrogin. He had a heart attack. And so we changed the name from the Tour to Freedom 1000 to Kari's Tour to Freedom, just as a legacy to a great man. And and hopefully we're determined to keep this going. And Malcolm and Marjorie Smith, who run Teen Challenge, are just fantastic people. It's a fantastic charity. It's giving young people a second chance at life, who've really lost their way, and also some respite for the parents, who have a child who's on drugs. It's one of the worst things that could happen.
Yeah. There was an emotional night just the other day where I know some of the people who were on the ride with you got up and told their stories, and I would imagine there weren't too many dry eyes in the place at the time.
No, it was... sorry, there's just a couple of motorbikes going past. It was a fantastic night. Malcolm, I think Malcolm explained it really well. We left Kari there last year at Narrogin, and it was to come back and say goodbye, but also to pick him up and his memories, and just give us some closure. And there was a lot. It wasn't many dry eyes, but no, we've just had a fantastic time. These rides are just more than a ride. The group of people we have just been so supportive and fantastic, and, you know, some really lifelong friendships that have developed as a result of what we've been through together, you know.
I'm sure that if Kari had an opportunity to decide which way he was to depart this world, the way he left in the middle of the ride at Narrogin would have been the way he wanted to go.
Yeah, look, I mean, Kari gave his life, you know, to help others, and that was just how Kari lived. He would do anything to help another person, and you know, I just really looked up to the man, and I know he taught me personally a lot. And, and his son Danny's doing the ride as well. And, you know, that's just been fantastic to be able to ride with Danny. And Danny led us into, Narrogin yesterday. And, I got a bit of a tingle up my back, and it's when it happened. And, it's just been, a really good, but quite emotional as well. But, hopefully we'll be home soon, all safe, and hopefully we'll get to that $400,000 target. You know, only $2,000 to go, and it's been really worthwhile.
Absolutely. We'll cruise past that target because you will arrive in Perth, and the ceremony will be on the South Perth foreshore, I think about 11 tomorrow. Is that the plan?
I'm not sure of the specific details. I'm sort of just focusing on day to day at a time, but I think it's around 11 to 12 o'clock, but I know that there's been a lot of effort into that final sort of closing, closure of the ride. There's, it'll be great to see people there to welcome us back home if they're able to on the South Perth foreshore. It'll be a great day.
All right, mate, I'll let you get back into it and get some lunch into that tummy of yours before you tackle this next 60 Ks. All the best, Gavin. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Rod. Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Mate.
Gavin Parsonage on the ride of Kari's Tour de Freedom, the 1,000-kilometre bike ride from Esperance to Perth. And they will be arriving tomorrow morning at the South Perth foreshore. The closing ceremony will begin at 11:30 tomorrow morning. So if you get an opportunity to take the family down and come and cheer on the fantastic team of 42 riders that have braved the elements and the tough road conditions on the ride, then by all means do so tomorrow at about 11:30. The closing ceremony will commence at the South Perth foreshore, so get down there if you can and take a couple of gold coins and make the donation. Let's make sure they get well and truly past their goal of 400,000, only a couple of thousand short at the moment. If you can't get down to the South Perth foreshore, you can donate on the website, which I'll give it to you again. It's the w's.tdf1000, just in numerals 1000.org. www.tdf1000.org if you can help those riders out. .org if you can help those